Meteorologist Jackson Chastain here with the latest edition of Weatherwise. Today we talk sundogs and halos, two terms that may not seem familiar, but you might have seen it in the sky, some sort of glistening formation around the sun, and that's all because of the way the light refracts or reflects off of crystals. So when you get sunlight and you have ice crystals in the sky, which you very often do, especially with the upper level clouds, that sunlight will hit the crystal and that will disperse that light into all the different colors of the rainbow. So when you get that, that's, kind of thinking about rainbows themselves, that's the exact same effect you see there. When you get the sunlight and you get them reflecting off of these vertical column crystals, you get that light reflection, and the result is that you get what's called a halo around the sun. And usually it's around the entire sun, and it's a very pretty thing to look at, very interesting thing to look at. One thing to note is you should never look directly at the sun. Obviously that's not a great thing, but that's kind of what happens is you get the reflection of light off these crystals, and it reflects through the crystal and it forms that halo formation around the sun. And you can see those really any time of year. There's no rhyme or reason for the particular time of day that you see it, but during the middle of the day is always a great time, and obviously you need to have some ice crystals up in the air as well, and typically thin high level clouds only. That's really what is causing it there, is those ice crystals, and it's at certain angles, so some of you may not see it. It depends again on the angle that you're viewing the halo at, and sometimes you can even see them around the moon. The moon, the sunlight reflects off the moon, and it can reflect back through the crystals, and you can get halos around the moon as well. So very interesting phenomenon to see. The other one, the sundog, is caused by hexagon-shaped crystals, and it's the same effect, except for the fact that when you get that dispersion of light, it's in a somewhat different direction, and due to the orientation of the crystal, if it's kind of horizontal or flat with the ground and you're kind of looking at the sun, it'll kind of reflect the light in a way that you kind of see two rainbows on either side of the sun. That's what's called the sundog, and you get bright spots. As I mentioned, bright spots on either side of the sun, best viewed at dusk and at dawn. And again, never look directly at the sun, but sundogs, another one of those formations that you can see. And this has been the latest edition of Weatherwise. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or email. We'd be happy to take those questions, but otherwise, you guys have a great one.
Weatherwise is brought to you by 4 County Electric Power Association.